In the middle of our life's journey, I found myself in a dark wood. Hi, I'm Helen Sword. This is Helen's Word, and today, taking our cue from those famous opening lines of Dante's Inferno, we're going to explore some strategies for writing our way out of that dark wood of self-doubt where nearly all writers find themselves from time to time. For this writing warm-up, you'll need a notebook and a pencil or pen, or if you want to follow my example, try lining up 5 different writing instruments to work with. You can do this exercise on your own, or better yet, in conversation with other writers. So gather your materials, and whenever you're ready, let's do some writing. We'll start by parachuting ourselves right down into the middle of that dark wood of the writer's soul. Open up your notebook and without any self-editing or self-censoring, write about a negative experience that you've undergone as a writer or fear undergoing as a writer. So the teacher or supervisor who criticized your writing style, or the reviewer who panned your work in a particularly snarky way, or that little voice inside your own head saying, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're not productive enough, or hardworking enough to make it in this game. We'll move past those negative thoughts as soon as we can, but first let's get them out of our heads and make them real by putting them on the page. All right, you've got 1 minute to write about that negative experience you've had or that you fear, starting now. Ouch, that hurt. I wrote about some of my own greatest fears as a scholar of scholarly writing. I worried that my colleagues will find my critical methodology shoddy, my work under-theorized and shallow, my ethos Pollyanna-ish. But now we're going to start hacking a path out of that dark wood, one piece of wood at a time. So we'll ask and answer 4 questions that I've borrowed from Byron Katie, who's the author or creator of a self-help method called The Work. Take a minute to read over what you've just written and choose just one specific doubt or fear to work with. So I'm going to circle that one about shoddy methodology. Now you've got 1 minute each to answer the following questions about that doubt. And I'm going to use a different pencil for each response. Question number 1. Is it true? How'd that go? My first response was, of course it must be true. I do have a shoddy methodology. I will be unveiled. So now I'm going to grab the next pen or pencil and answer question number 2. Can you absolutely know it's true? 1 minute, starting now. Turns out that not only do I not know if the statement itself is true, am I really that shoddy with my methodology? Probably not. But I also don't know if it's true that anybody else will ever actually say or think or write that. So maybe I'm worrying about something that isn't actually true. Question number 3. How do you react? What happens when you believe your negative thought? You've got 1 minute for that one. What happens when you believe it? Well, that one was easy. When I believe my negative thought, I become physically tense and emotionally fragile, which leads us to question number 4. Who would you be without that negative thought? 1 minute, starting now. Who would I be without that negative thought? I would be a woman in the middle of my life's journey, or possibly slightly past the middle of my life's journey, who dares to wander through that dark wood in search of the most interesting paths. And where would you be? Let me know in the comment section down below. You can find out more about Byron Katie and the work on her website. There's a link in the blurb. I'll end today not with Dante, but with the final stanza of Robert Frost's poem, The Road Not Taken. I shall be telling this with a sigh somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Thanks for showing up to write, and I'll see you next time.